Hey everybody, how's it going? Remember Canon? Remember, the company that was disabling your scanner when your ink runs out. Most ordinary people saw this for what it was, which was a cash grab, a way to get you to spend money on ink, even if you don't need the ink because you just want to use the scanner. Most people nowadays, they do not have a printer, a scanner, a fax machine, and a copier. They have an all-in-one, and there's probably one or two people watching this video, and you know who you are, that actually use a fax machine in 2022. But most people do not buy the individual components anymore. So this was something that seemed pretty lame. And I kind of enjoyed reading this morning. There was a Twitter thread saying a semiconductor shortage leads to Canon selling toner cartridges without the chips that usually identify them as genuine. So Canon now instructs customers on how to override the warnings for using counterfeit cartridges. Now this is German, so there is going to be a little bit of babelfish happening here with the with the translation, but this comes from Canon. It says impact of semiconductor shortage on consumables for the Canon multifunction printer. We value you as a customer. Due to the persistent shortage of global semiconductor components, Canon is currently facing challenges in sourcing electronic components that are used in our consumables for our multifunction printers. And they explain why they're producing it without that chip, and they're telling you how to ignore the error message. So press close or just hit I agree even though you're getting the error. And what I like about this is that what Canon is doing is they're normalizing the process of hitting I agree on a senseless error message, because you shouldn't be scared to use third-party ink in your printer. I've been using third-party ink in my printer for 25 years. I still remember my dad got a HP DeskJet 722C in 1997, and he never used original ink in it because the original ink cost more money. We had original ink with what came with the printer. We used knockoff ink afterwards, and it was always just as good as the original ink that went in the printer. We never noticed a difference, and it always worked. We have not had a problem at the store, at home, with a ink cartridge that did not come from the manufacturer for 25 years. And if there's one good thing to come out of the global chip shortage, I think less of these chips that are, there to kind of try and prevent you from using something from a third party or to alert you if you're using something from a third party. I like the idea of them being discredited, because when you make it normal in the consumer's mind, when you tell them, by the way, you just bypass this thing, you just hit I agree, just hit close, just ignore this error message, you're kind of low-key telling them that this doesn't matter. And I like the idea that this doesn't matter. I like the idea of normalizing in the minds of normal, average, everyday people that if this little chip being in your ink cartridge to tell you that it's okay to use doesn't necessarily have to be there for it to be okay to use. It's okay. Just hit next. Just ignore the error and get on with your life. And I found this to be interesting, so I thought I would highlight it here. And it couldn't happen to a nicer company. I'm kind of curious what you all think of this. Let me know in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something.